Hello, my name is Ambassador Reuben Brigety, and I'm Dean of the Elliott School of International Affairs at the George Washington University. Congratulations on being admitted to our master's degree programs at the Elliott School. I'm speaking to you today from my home office in Northern Virginia, as I am observing the protocol that most of our citizens should be observing to stay at home as our country faces this extraordinary global pandemic of the coronavirus, COVID-19. To be honest, I have a series of prepared remarks to give to you, but I think that it's probably more important that I speak a bit more extemporaneously about the current challenges that we are facing. These are no ordinary times. Indeed, they are quite extraordinary. The speed with which this pandemic has spread across the world, and indeed is spread across our country, is mind-blowing. It is something that will fundamentally reorder virtually every aspect of life, certainly for the next few weeks, and that will have implications far beyond that. And so, as I speak to you today, the most important thought that I want to leave with every single one of you is please be safe, please look after your loved ones, and please do your own part to help stop this pandemic. This is your generation's Pearl Harbor. This is a threat the likes of which our country has not seen at least since World War II and arguably since 1918 during the Spanish flu pandemic. The science is clear and it will have broad reaching impacts on our economy, on the way in which we live our day-to-day lives, on our politics, on the governments of countries around the world, indeed, on potentially the entire reordering of great powers. And so, while, to be frank, in years past, it's always become something of a cliche to say that this is amongst the most important times to study international affairs, it truly is the case now. We don't know fully what the impacts of coronavirus will be on the United States. As we speak today, we haven't even begun the true apex of the spread of this disease. But there are certain things that we do know. One, that we will all do our best to pull together to make it through this crisis. Two, when we get to the other end of this crisis, whenever that's going to be, we know that there is going to be enormous work to be done to rebuild our economies, to rethink our society, to reorder our international relations. And three, that we will be in need of people who both have the training and the ethos to do all of those things. Here at the Elliott School, our motto is building leaders for the world. And that motto is quite intentional because we believe that leaders indeed are made, not simply born. That there are a series of skills and a body of knowledge that you can acquire that will help you to fight the world's fight. We build leaders. Leaders are people who bring people together to solve problems in a way in which they would not do absent the application of such leadership. And so we are very intentional about not only equipping our students with the skills, but also with the mindset to bring people together to solve problems and for the world. Because we understand that the problems that we are facing are not simply national, but they are indeed global in nature. Like the current pandemic that we face, these problems don't respect national boundaries. And thus, we need to have people that understand the true global context in which they find themselves and in which these challenges are located. So, this is a very uncertain time. Many of you may not know, quite frankly, when you'll even be able to leave your neighborhood or your buildings again, let alone what your future employment status is going to look like or where you might choose to ultimately study. But I want you to know this. We at the Elliott School at GW work very, very hard in the best of times to create a strong sense of community, to ensure that we are fully invested in the development of every single one of our students. And that commitment to community and to excellence will prevail. Indeed, it is one of the things that will help us traverse this crisis and ensure that we are doing our part on the other side of it to ensure that the world has leaders to rebuild. And so, as you are facing this uncertain time, I want you to feel comfortable in the knowledge that if you choose to join us at the Elliott School, you will be part of a community that values each other and that is committed to addressing the challenges ahead. Now, I think it's entirely reasonable that many of you will have any series of questions, very practical, important questions about the months ahead. We will be offering in-person classes starting this fall as opposed to online classes. What will the impact of all this be on fellowships or on internships? Will you be able to travel abroad as part of your capstone project in less than a year? The short answer is we don't know the answer to all those questions. We don't know them right now. But I can promise you this. We will work through them together based on the commitment that we are all in this together, both now and in the future. Thank you very much for your time. I very much hope that you will choose to be part of us and part of our community at the Elliott School of International Affairs.